What meats can I serve medium rare and why? It is generally accepted that pork and chicken must be cooked completely, unless put through a strong curing process, while certain cuts of beef and lamb can be served on the rare side. Why is this? Are particular bacteria populations present in some animals but can't survive in others? What is the inherent differences between these animals that makes the difference when eating? How can I objectively decide if it is safe to eat something partially on the rare side that does not involve simply trusting the common knowledge of the more experienced? Don't get me wrong. I appreciate any and all advice that I get from anyone who is more experienced than I am in anything, but I'd like to know how they came to their conclusions.
Beef and lamb. The surface of beef is often contaminated with pathogens such as E. coli. However, the meat is very dense and the bacteria cannot migrate from the surface into the flesh. Therefore, beef is safe to consume once the external temperature exceeds 160 degrees F. The internal uncontaminated meat is safe to eat raw. Pork. Like beef, the surface of pork needs to be fully cooked. Unlike beef, pigs harbor a parasitic roundworm called Trichinella spiralis. Infection with the worm is called trichinosis and can be fatal. This worm is killed when the flesh reaches 150 degrees Fahrenheit and is held there for several minutes. Therefore, pork is safe to consume when cooked to medium. Commercial pork in North America almost never has the roundworm present. Almost every case, all of trichinosis in the last 15 to 20 years have come from undercooked wild boar or bear meat. Trichinella spiralis can also be killed by freezing, time and temperature dependent. Chicken. Almost all chickens have Salmonella or Campylobacter present on the surface, at least. However, chickens have a less dense flesh than pigs, sheep or cows. Therefore, the bacteria can migrate deep into the flesh. Also, the processing of chickens is much more invasive than the previously mentioned animals, which also means the interior meat can get contaminated. This means the meat must be cooked to well done throughout. Duck. With duck, it seems to come down to a matter of processing versus chicken. Also, they are raised in a much less confined manner, which helps prevent the spread of pathogens. There is still a chance of getting a salmonella infection from undercooked duck, but cooking the breast well done basically ruins it, so people take the small risk. Ground meat. Grinding meat, by its nature, implies the surface and the interior is mixed. Therefore, one must assume the meat is fully contaminated and must be entirely cooked to well done. Chicken meat and eggs carry the risk of salmonella. Salmonella are bacteria which cause severe symptoms, and can even end in death, unlike other, milder types of food poisoning. They are also hardy bacteria, and the temperature needed for them to die quickly is above the temperature for medium rare. In theory, you could eat poultry medium rare if you ensure that it has stayed at the lower temperature for a sufficiently long time. But the relationship is not linear, and if you are not well acquainted with the times needed and don't use a thermometer consequently, it is safer to heat it to well done. Pork is known as a possible source of trichinosis, which is caused by a parasite. It also needs very high temperatures to die. Systematic veterinary control has almost eradicated trichinosis in developed countries for commercial pork, so eating pork at medium rare is considered reasonably safe today. Care should still be taken if you are preparing wild boar, as a significant risk of trichinosis remains in game hogs. Small slaughterhouses and butcher shops may offer pork from wild boars in following hunting season. Other meats have their own share of nasties, especially E. coli. They are usually just unpleasant, but some strains can be very dangerous, like the one in Germany last summer. Be warned that with modern safety procedures, you are more likely to get your food poisoning from produce, because it is often not heated, but eaten as salads, etc., than from meat. So don't forget to wash your veggies.